congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you back. I have to say, it's always nice to see you on screen. It's always a pleasure to watch you. Bill Lawrence, I mean, he's just an absolute legend and has done so many amazing things. And he did my favorite TV show in Scrubs. For you as a performer, what's the lure of him, and what does he imbue in you that other filmmakers that you've worked with over the years maybe haven't, or what the different things that he imbues in you?
You know, he's so talented. He's a great storyteller. He's funny and he's entertaining and he's easy to be around. I've known Bill for 30 years. You know, we used to play in a poker game together when we were both kind of unemployed comedians. And so I've always liked him. And then when he came to me with this, I really liked the book by Carl, It's Such a Fun World. I was ready for something like this that was a detective, you know, with people, you know, flawed people kind of all interacting with each other. And what I liked about it was that the stakes are real, you know, there's consequences, but the personalities were so unique and fun. And the backdrop of Florida with being both Miami and the Keys are so unique that it felt like, you know, you were diving into such a specific tone and world.
I spoke to Michelle the other day, and she said the character that she plays almost scratched an itch that she'd wanted to scratch for many years. Is that the same for you, that when you read this, you thought, I get to do things that I've done, but also there's things in here that I'd quite like to play with and, you know, scratch that little itch I've had maybe to, like you said, with the detective stuff, for example?
Yeah, I haven't quite done it like this. I think this is a great tone. You know, this is just a fun ride for people. It's a really entertaining show. So yeah, I definitely was kind of thinking about doing something, but you know, not everyone can pull this off, that tone. That's why it was so great to have Bill.
You're one of the great improvers. I mean, I've seen so many blooper reels that you've done, stuff that you haven't put into, or, you know, My Love of Anchorman or Dodgeball, whatever it is. Is that something that you feel like you've been able to do from a young age, or does it come naturally to you to do that when you're kind of on, shall we say?
Well, you know, writing is really improvising. It's just you're writing it down. You know, some people write out loud and go. So I did start improv very young. I started performing when I was in high school improv. So I always look at it like you don't have to change the script, but sometimes if you want to explore different ways of doing stuff, especially if it stays on story, it's a nice way to work, especially, you know, depending on the other artist, if they like to do that as well. You can, if you have a great script, in this case we did, but we played around and there's a lot of improv in this as well.
Yeah. As a final question, it's 20 years almost for Dodgeball, Anchorman, and also Wedding Crashers. With Dodgeball and Wedding Crashers, I know you've spoken about R-rated comedies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is there part of you that's kind of glad that you haven't done sequels? Because comedy sequels seem to be the hardest sequels to pull off, and that they stay as the thing that they are for people to enjoy, rather than trying to, you know, do more. And I don't know if anyone wants to see 60-year-old Wedding Crashers anymore, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I always thought there was always an offer to, obviously when something was a success, there's a want to jump on it. And so I just never felt like, why dive in, go tell another movie with a new story that was good. There never got to be a script that I thought was worth it to continue the story. But I do think there's something exciting about sequels, because if you have a great story, there's such a connection and so much of your work is done. To me, it's really about going to the next chapter or the next progression of someone's life. I produced a sequel to a classic hair Christmas story about Ralphie, and the star of it actually wrote it and produced it, and it's great. It's him as an adult and sort of him kind of now stepping into the patriarchy and becoming the father. It's based on Gene Shepard's writing. So I think that there's definitely the potential to do sequels. There's an idea for Dodgeball that's actually pretty good. But like I said, you don't want to just dive in and not be an exciting story, or trying to just do a highlight reel of the first one. You don't want to be repeating what you did before and not telling anything new. So I'm not opposed to it, and I've been fortunate that I've had some movies that have done really well and that people have wanted that. But it really is about saying, could this be a story that we're excited about if the first one didn't exist?
Yeah. You see, I say that, and I would happily watch Dodgeball too, I have to say. So if you do it, you've sold one ticket at least.
Awesome.
Vince, thank you so much for your time.
Great to see you, man. Appreciate you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!